Undertale Timeline Collapse. A game what was about PvP, role-playing, grinding to get some of the best characters you wanted to get. A balanced game what used to be the favourite in a lot of people's hearts. But how did this game go from one of the most enjoyable Roblox Undertale games to falling off over time? Today in this video we will discuss what made this game so unique and how I feel like the game slowly collapsed in on itself. Just a disclaimer before I start, this is not a video hating on the game or the owner. These are my criticisms on how my opinion changed on this game over time. But without any more sidetracking, let's get on with the video.
My memories! What did you do to my memories? Why can't I remember what happened in tutorial?
Undertale Timeline Collapse was made after trial and error with the previous Undertale games demo tried to make. Came before it was a few unpopular games, but the game I would like to highlight what made UTC so successful was the Undertale Fate of the Multiverse. Slowly after the discontinuation of this project came UTC, a game with a familiar formula to a popular Undertale game yet felt so much different. But what did UTC do so differently? A main point of the game was PvP. PvP felt really unique compared to the other Undertale games since most characters had a shortcut or dash. This key part of movement really made PvP solid, since you can dodge more attacks so much better and have fights with characters what felt like you shouldn't win. I won't say the balancing was perfect around this era, but the PvP just felt so unique. Characters felt OP, but not too OP to the point where you would be destroying your keyboard because you couldn't do anything. Characters through Snowden to Waterfall felt really nice to play, even if they were weak. It got you excited for more content. I'd argue even Hotlands and the start of Core improved on the concept, although some of the characters felt OP, it still felt fun to PvP. You could pick any character you wanted through grinding AFK, without any tedious quests or any tedious amount of effort. Note, I don't think when quests were added that they were too bad, but how they got improved really sucks. Another thing I would like to point out is the old ink and error bosses. These bosses were a unique addition to the game, what brought an extra thing to do and had a reward. But it wasn't just the fact that the bosses were easy or hard, they felt right at the time. You could go a waterfall character if you were poor and still stand a chance against most of the boss fights. But what helped these two mechanics is simplicity. I don't blame Demo for wanting to improve his characters or the game as a whole. You didn't have to grind quests or orbs to get what you want. You didn't have to worry about getting people for ink and error because they were more easier at the time with characters what felt like they should have had a chance. The first Halloween event really sold this game out to me, as I played Halloween time last year and it felt fun. Getting Axetail wasn't a tedious grind, but it did take some time which made things fun. The uniqueness as well with some of these events, aside from Ultra. Virus and Antivirus had a unique quirk to them both, and you could get them both by putting time into it and it didn't feel like you was going to be there for hours. VHS Suns had a unique run sequence which was different, and even the Christmas event came following after the first Halloween was fun to grind, because you could get exclusive skins as a flex. UTC had a perfect launch and the game passes weren't extremely scummy pay to win and had other benefits to them. Being able to change your title in chat was such a cool addition and a flex to all the other people who didn't have it. Fresh was a cool game pass and a cool phase 2. Six Bones, although weak and a bit more expensive, was a cool addition as a game pass. But game passes back then also felt like a problem since it would lock out cool features. Things felt really good and the game felt indestructible, but as you've seen in the title, what made this game change? Well, let's dive deep into the next part. I really hate to do this to a game I once loved, but they really butchered it. Getting on the game now, there's so many mechanics what make me want to go to another game. To begin, I would like to point out how money hungry the developer got. Adding a Reaper Phase 2, what was so OP at the time, felt really unfun to use as a game pass. Reaper was supposed to be the Sans with a unique role, with him being deaf. So why are we making Death an unhinged monster who can run at nightmare speeds? It's not even how OP he was at the time, but how his design was for me. Why are we making characters have OC phases what are so different from their normal characters? People want to use these characters because they like their story and what their character represents. Why take that concept and ruin it? With the same point they made Infected Sons of Game Pass. Not only that this is a scummy move, because how OP this character is supposed to be, but you're literally copying your competition with that Game Pass, aka UCMT. I've not seen Infected in UTC or what his moveset is, but I know making God Sans a Game Pass is never a good idea. But what did ruin the game in my eyes? It would be easy to say the orbs, which I will go into after this take, but in my opinion it's a developer. I'm not going to make this video into a hate video on Demonica because I feel like everything what's happened is rather in the past, or people just don't care enough to listen to it. But some of his decisions updating this game was really brain numbing, and people don't want to play a game where you can spend 100k Robux and still not get your custom character. But what I said there is alleged, and I don't know if it's true or false, but knowing my history with the developer, it could be true. The stuff he's said or done to his old staff team and the server is unforgivable, and it sucks that he's talented enough to make such a good game to ruin it because of his brain-dead mechanics and boost his ego. A prime example of this is orbs and dungeons. Dungeons are a cool concept on paper, but how he made the fresh dungeon. Why is it that I got to have error or any really OP sands to beat this dungeon? Why not make it accessible to some of the hotlands as well, or have another way to get orbs instead of waiting every update to use a code or even have to buy it with money? It's not even just that though. Evo Dust feels like a carbon copy from another game, and we all know what game I'm on about. I get there's going to be a time where people are going to run out of ideas for a character, but Evo just feels like I'm playing UCMT all over again. It's a shame because this game blew up my channel for me, and not only just that, but it made me actually look forward to playing it on the daily. But on top of the grinding, vanilla quests just feel really tedious to grind, and most of the OP characters are stuck behind this wall of having to complete a quest. Cool characters like Nightmare, Dream, Ink and Error, version 2s, and more are stuck behind this wall. Quests are also a unique concept, but having to pray you get carried in Enraged Error and Ink is just not a fun game design. I can't comment on the Nightmare boss or Dream boss, but if it's anything like the new Ink and Error, I can tell that it sounds like it's not going to be fun. These few nitpicks really destroyed the game, and it shows today. The game is stuck between 30 to 40 people playing, and it sucks knowing that the game finally fallen off.
My memories. What did you do to my memories?
There's no.
Overall, the game did its purpose in the end, and as much as I have pointed fingers at most of the problems this game suffered, a key problem is that the game life cycle has been too long. The game is nearly 3 years old, which is crazy to think about, but the problems I've pointed out really destroyed this game in my heart. UTC wasn't supposed to be anything special at all, but it felt special as a game in most people's hearts. And I hope we get a game like it again, with a better owner, with better decisions, that will help the game live its life cycle. If you enjoy this type of content, please let me know. But as for now, thanks for watching, and remember to like and subscribe. That's all folks. See ya!